Enemies are terrorists, but friends are freedom fighters. Cunning, corrupted covenants coming to oust ya. Run your country's governments with their puppets in power. Complying with the Zionists, fulfilling their dreams. Tightly gripped in an iron fist of criminal schemes. One essential is the fundamental killing machines. Money spent to fund the rebels for resisting regimes. When the end is near, it's very clear the best solution is to spread a sense of fear and engineer a revolution. Next the rebel movement, then appear for retribution. Send the troops in, never shed a tear for execution. Witness the bigger picture, it'll physically sicken ya. Things they did in Syria, similar link to Libya. Hit Tunisia, Egypt and in Yemen. Banks back in the Arab Spring in secret, never telling. Deceiving us with news reports, media pollute our thoughts. People still believe in what they're reading from a truthful source. Peacekeepers keeping regions in these brutal wars. Demonize the leaders for reasons they're using force.
They could try to hide it, and maybe we survive this. We can see into your soul. So the blasphemy, the wars they fight, the epitome. We end up giving up or giving in. This what happens when worlds collide. It's just the world that we're living in.
Against the ever-present threat of terror's invisible enemy. Lenders collecting debts for expensive military weaponry. Join our boys as we poise to deploy the forces. Destroy the loyal to their soil for royal resources. Can hang Saddam Hussein, but the fact remains Iraq still hasn't changed from battles in Basra to Baghdad in flames. The birth defect diseases we gave to them came from the Desert Storm wars, depleted uranium. Local settlements, explosive soldier regiments. Gulf War syndrome engulfing its own veterans. Created Al-Qaeda, Bin Laden was an asset. Ever since the Cold War they've been arming the jihadists. And as the action plan happens with the Taliban, the battles massacre and massive families in Afghanistan. Money making, the drugs that pay for their goal. Poppy production doubled under NATO's control. So there's limbless infants with no medicine prescriptions, instead left dependent with their heroin addiction. What the fuck? Opium's the only hope to them to numb the pain. Smoking a bowl with them's controlling when the hunger came. Some remains made to suffer as they starve for a pipeline into Asia without Russia and Iran. But there's trouble in Tehran cause the government is armed with weapons of mass deception we uncovered in Iraq.
They could try to hide it, and maybe we survive this. We can see into your soul. So the blasphemy, the wars they fight, the epitome. We end up giving up or giving in. This what happens when worlds collide. It's just the world that we're living in. That we're living in, yeah. People's freedom gone, fleeing from lost liberty. Read the secrets on this neocon conspiracy. Led rebellion riots, burying tyrants. Left sections divided by this sectarian violence. The politics and the policies that are never met. Broken promises of democracy that are never kept. Gaddafi's gold dinar plan for the African nations was a threat to the World Bank, so they backed the invasions. Now if you're a Libyan immigrant and your skin is black, you could be imprisoned and living within a prison camp. By the terror coups Americans give weapons to, spending revenue, sending extra troops to rebel groups. War with Israel's known political enemies. Our own soldiers are slowly filling the cemeteries. Marching in, starting shit, blasting clips as Israeli army target kids on the Gaza Strip. They're committing war crimes, it's quite obvious. Prepared to be filling your skies with white phosphorus. Like Lebanon, but with Palestinians getting bombed. A massive innocent civilians are dead and gone. So I'ma rise with my fam and fight like a man, cause it's time to put our lives on the line and die for our land. United we stand, or divided we're damned. Wake up to the synagogue of Satan's Zionist plan. They could try to hide it, and maybe we survive this. We can see into your soul. So the blasphemy, the wars they fight, the epitome. We end up giving up or giving in. This what happens when worlds collide. It's just the world that we're living in. That we're living in. They could try to hide it, and maybe we survive this. We can see into your soul. So the blasphemy, the wars they fight, the epitome. We end up giving up or giving in. This what happens when worlds collide. It's just the world that we're living in. That we're living in, yeah.